Road monkey like Fritos. Road monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Road monkey, very simple man with big warm fuzzy secret heart. Road monkey like you. Road monkey like you.
Hey, still looking at it. Still think it's awesome. And no, I'm not trading it or selling it. Anyhow, you guys, hey, what's up, guys? It's me, the Media Raptor, and I'm back with another episode of the Media Raptor Reviews. Back in the 1970s, one man would introduce us to a new face of horror, one which combined a real-life serial killer with some of the worst aspects of humanity, and also with some of the most disturbing and graphic imagery ever put into a horror movie. 40 years later, we would never forget that face. We would never forget that director. Sadly, he has passed away at this time. But he did introduce us to one of the most influential franchises ever made in horror. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, before you think that, I'm going to review the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a tribute to Tobe Hooper. Nope, I'm reviewing one of the crappy remakes that of course had to happen because, hey, anything successful has to be remade. Seriously, I'm getting really tired of these remakes. Especially when they're crap and have clearly no effort put into them. And no, I'm not talking about the Michael Bay remakes. I'll get to those another day. I'm talking about the 2017 prequel reboot sequel, Leatherface. So, full disclosure, once again, when this originally was announced, I was pumped. Because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a series I've always thought was really interesting. Why? Because chainsaws are awesome. I don't care what you say. But for a while, it kind of looked like the movie was never going to happen. It got, bumped around from release dates. It even changed directors and companies at one point, I think. But really, it kind of looked like this movie was just not going to happen. And I thought, oh well. And then, of course, it got released all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, sweet, let's check it out. I really wish I hadn't. So what could make this movie so bad? Well, let me read to you the synopsis on IMDb, and maybe, just maybe, you'll understand why this movie was so horrible. A teenage Leatherface escapes from a mental hospital with 3 other inmates, kidnapping a young nurse and taking her on a road trip from hell, while being pursued by a lawman out for revenge. Was there anything original in that entire paragraph just now? So first of all, a teenage Leatherface. No. Escaping from a mental hospital. Okay, that actually does sound interesting. With 3 other inmates. And now we're just doing a horrible remake of The Devil's Rejects. Don't believe me? They kidnap a young nurse and take her on a road trip from hell. Take out the nurse and you literally have The Devil's Rejects there. It's not set in a mental institution, just set in a crazy place in Texas, was it, or someplace? I don't even know. Didn't watch the whole movie. While being pursued by a lawman out for revenge. Boy, I wonder if that sounds like any horror hero that we've ever had. Yeah, that's totally cliched in every horror movie, sequel or prequel about an origin of a killer has had that. You want to know what's worse? They don't tell us who Leatherface is. They want us to guess. They want us to be surprised by the big twist at the end. And it was stupid. You want to know why? I'm going to be totally blunt here, and I'm sorry if these terms offend anyone. Leatherface, by the movie's own words, is retarded. He can't speak. He never could. He could only go like that's how he communicated. In this one, it turns out that Leatherface is a totally normal guy who can speak fluently, is also skinny and about a foot shorter than Leatherface should be. Want to know what the problem with that is? There was a character in the movie, part of these 4 kids who are going on this road trip from hell, which, believe me, it's not a road trip from hell, they're not going to New Jersey. who can't talk, is a huge guy, and is violent to begin with. It also has a somewhat caring side, which is exactly what Leatherface is. They were trying to build up that this guy would be Leatherface, only to pull the rug out like, nope, guess what? It's not Leatherface, and that's incredibly stupid. We already know from the start that he won't be Leatherface. You want to know why? Reshoots that show Leatherface as a child, talking, and totally normal. Do you get my problem with this movie already? Oh, but I'm just getting started. So, they want us to try. They also want to try and add in this aspect that, you know what? It was just life. It was just a series of bad days which drove this normal guy to being a psychotic killer to the infamous killer Leatherface. You know, that sounds familiar somewhere. I feel like it's The Killing Joke. Yeah, this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Killing Joke. Why am I getting so upset over this? It's, like I said, it's just a crappy remake. Well, this was actually the last movie Tobe Hooper ever had a hand in. And I'm not sure if he just gave money or actually helped with it, or if it's just a legacy credit, but yeah, this is the first movie to come out after Tobe Hooper and Gunnar Hansen have passed away. You didn't put any effort into it! Seriously, like, why? Not only that, the actual plot itself, which is just them, they don't even have a plan, they're just kind of going around killing people for no reason. The Devil's Rejects at least had some sort of an idea. It's boring, none of the characters are likable, aside from Bud, the one who should have been Leatherface, and I'm pretty sure originally was going to be Leatherface until these stupid rewrites and reshoots happened. None of these characters are interesting. Two of them just constantly kill people and have sex on corpses. Yeah, I've seen worse places to have sex. And nothing about this movie really gets your attention. It's just a dull movie. And of course, was it Brad Dourif? I don't even remember who played the sheriff. Man, what the heck is that rumbling? Stephen Dorff. No, Stephen Dorff, not Dourif. He's out to kill them because, well, one of them killed his daughter. Good for you. Why didn't you just shoot them like the 20 times you saw them, and then claim they attacked you? Do you get my point? We have no character to root for, we have no character who we're supposed to have sympathy for, we have no character who we're supposed to think is the ultimate bad guy. It's just unlikable characters for the entire movie. And the acting isn't really helped by the fact that nobody in this movie can act. Even Stephen Dorff, who I have seen actually turn in good performances, clearly doesn't care and it's just here because they're paying him. The main four actors, for Bud and Jonathan and the others, I'm just going to check it real quick, but I don't think they've been in anything since this. Let's have a look. Yeah, they've been in stuff, but nothing of real value or worth mentioning. Oh wait, no, never mind. One of them's been in Game of Thrones. I take that back. That's actually pretty cool. If I watch the show, it might mean something, but still. So essentially, one of them has been in Game of Thrones, and the other ones have done nothing really that I recognize or most people would recognize. Is there anything good about this movie? Yeah. The special effects are great. But I'm going to be totally honest, I was surprised how good they were. A lot of it is practical. I don't like CG blood, and it's clear the people making the movie don't like CG blood, because it takes away from the realism, especially when the original used pig's blood. No joke. This movie has a lot of kills. Well, not like a 100 body count, but when it kills people, it sticks to it. It's got some pretty graphic and gory kills. The aspect of the movie, like the music, gives a very creepy sort of element to it. And as much as I hate to say it, the movie itself isn't bad. The writing isn't bad if it wasn't called Leatherface. You take out the whole Texas Chainsaw part, and it wouldn't be a great movie, but it would at least be a decent horror film. You know, it'd be a kind of like a Wrong Turn movie. It would probably get a cult following, maybe get a sequel or two. But the fact that you slapped the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on this, it negates the entire film, and you're forced to kind of compare it to the rest of the franchise, how it fits in and what it does for the franchise. And this kind of ruins it. So when I get down to it, can I recommend Leatherface? No, unless you're a die-hard fan of the Texas Chainsaw movies. Me, I'm not. I've only seen the first one, the 3 remakes, so Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. And the only 3 I wanted to see was the original, the second, and the third. After that, I did not care. But I kind of watched this one because, well, I could get a review out of it. So, the hard thing about this movie is the fact that it's got the Texas Chainsaw legacy attached to it. I can only give it 1 Raptor claw out of 4 because the effects are good. Other than that, there's nothing really of value or worth watching for. Which sucks, because you had a fantastic premise. Yes, it's been done before. But, just because it's been done before, doesn't mean it can't be done better. If you didn't have the name Leatherface attached to it, heck, you could even have a person use a chainsaw and then cut someone's face off at the end as a tribute or an homage. But, forget it. You guys, this movie just really kind of angered me, bored me, and just, I don't even know how to explain it. The review's over, so until next time, you guys, this is the Media Raptor saying keep cool, and I'll see all you dino dudes around. Later. I really hope Creation is better than this one.